here. Welcome to the Chariots of Fire. I'm very happy to be here this wonderful evening. I'm very happy to be here. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Reading scripture. I'm very happy to be here this wonderful night. And yeah, and we'll continue to read in this channel. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. Such a wonderful time to be here. We'll continue reading from where we were reading from, and if you are new to this channel, subscribe and comment and tell me where you're from. Remember that we have 60 days to complete our read, and we'll be reading non-stop. I know some of you are wondering, hey, what's happening? This it's a very tough system, but don't worry, we'll continue reading. If you're new to this channel, be part of our streams and join us as we continue reading. Tell me where you're watching me from. I know the weather is very bad. It's raining and it's sorry about that. It's trying to distract us, but that's not gonna stop us from reading. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku, and this is the Chariots of Fire. If you're new to this channel, be part of our streams and tell me where you're watching me from. Let us continue reading. I'm very happy to be here, and yeah, let us continue reading. Any questions up to that? Be part of our streams every day and enjoy our streams. Any questions up to that? Feel free to ask me your questions. Feel free to comment. Please don't be a preacher. No, I'm just reading the word. Any questions up to there? Feel free to ask me your questions. I'm very happy to be here this wonderful evening. I'm very happy to be here. Let us continue reading. Remember that we have, we have just 2 weeks to complete our streams. Welcome to this channel and tell me where you're watching me from. I can see somebody's telling me stuff. If you're new to this channel, be part of our streams and tell me where you're watching me from. Did you subscribe to the channel? Kindly, if you did subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. And very happy to be here. You can ask me your questions. This is your time, I want us to complete our read in the stipulated time. You can ask me your questions. These also don't. It's not really restricted to just the word. You can ask me your questions, any question, and no. I'm not gonna be a preacher. You see, I just want to read the word. I love reading the word, and I enjoy reading the word, and yeah. You can ask me any questions. I really enjoy that quest of knowledge. All right, and you can ask me your questions. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. It's raining, but I don't want to. No, actually, I want to get into politics. My car insurance is high. Ooh. I want to get into politics. So, yeah. So, but I said the first thing I'll do is to read the word. I really want to be conversant with the word. All right? and that is why I'm always here reading. I enjoy reading. I enjoy, uh, interacting with people and stuff like that. So if you're, by the way, go ahead and you know subscribe to this channel. I've just arrived right now. I'm so tired, but I said before I even do anything, we'll first read and build a channel. All right. I want us to first read. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku, and this is the Chariots of Fire. And enjoy the streams. Any questions up to there? Other than, you can ask me your questions and be more than happy to answer your questions. One thing that it's raining so bad, so I said, don't mind the noise of the background, but don't worry, everything will be cool, everything will be good. So if you're new to this channel, be part of our streams, and enjoy. One thing that I really like, I really love, is I love reading. So at night, ladies and gentlemen, I usually go to this study room. This is the study room, and I usually get down to I do my calculations at night, usually at night, and because I said, okay, what else can we do at night? I said, oh, all right, let's just read the word. I can see somebody called, yeah, hello to you too. So I said, why not? Because hey, sometimes I've finished what I wanted to do. Let's for the remaining time, let's not waste it. Let's just read the word, and in that process, that's how I ended up, streaming, and I really enjoy reading. And at night, I usually like doing my stuff at night, finish my days, uh, you know, my calculations and stuff like that, and afterwards, I can sit and read, maybe until later on. So if you're new to this channel, be part of our streams and tell me where you're watching me from. Very happy to be here. It's raining so bad, but we'll continue reading. Any questions after that? Feel free to be part of our streams. And don't get tired, because sometimes we're just getting started. So don't get tired. I want you to you have to stretch your muscles. You have to stretch your muscles. Don't feel stressed out. I think most people, when you tell them to work, like a 24-hour economy like here, they say, you know what, you're stressing me up. But I'm not really stressing anybody up. I'm not stressing anybody up. We're just reading. Enjoy the read. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to comment and enjoy the streams. Enjoy while. That's why I always tell people, enjoy while you can. Enjoy this channel while I'm still ready to move. Enjoy, because maybe one day I'll be very busy and will not even have the time to stream. All right. So take advantage of this time. All right. Take advantage of this time. Maybe because I'm not gonna get. It's only going to get busier and busier. All right. So sometimes I will just continue getting scarce and scarce, not free and free. I'm just going to become busier and busier. So take advantage of this time, and let's read together. All right. Let's read together. Any questions after that? Feel free to be part and parcel of these streams. I'll be here until there's some few calculations I'm doing. It's okay. It's okay. I'll be here. So let's continue reading. Feel free to be part and parcel of our streams. And yeah, let's continue. You know, the going is gonna get tough. You know, the going is only going to get tough. The going is not gonna get easy. It's just gonna get tough. So we have to, buckle up. Aha. Any questions? Proverbs 18: An unfriendly person pursues selfish ends, and against all sound judgments start quarrels. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. And tell me where you're watching me from. I'm very happy to be here. I'm a businessman. I love business and I enjoy business. So feel free to be here. And we're here only for a few minutes, so yeah, let's enjoy while we're here. Fools find no pleasure in understanding. Yeah, you can ask me any questions in the comment box. I'll be more than happy to answer you. Yeah, you can ask me any questions. When wickedness comes, so does contempt, and with shame comes reproach. The words of the mouth are deep waters, but the fountain of wisdom is a rushing stream. If you're new to this channel, I've been here for the last 2 hours now. I want to just finish reading. I'm going somewhere very early in the morning. That's why I'm already dressed. So I just want to read and move because if you have any questions, you can ask me. Yeah, and let's enjoy the streams. Any questions up there? Feel free to be part and parcel of this channel. Any questions? It is not good to be partial to the wicked and so deprive the innocent of justice. The lips of fools bring them strife, and their mouths invite a beating. The mouths of fools are their undoing, and their lips are a snare to their very lives. If you're new to this channel, be part of our streams and tell me where you're watching me from. I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku, and this is the Chariots of Fire. Aha! Any questions? Any questions? The words of a gossip are like choice muzzles, they go down to the innermost parts. One who is slack in his work is brother to one who destroys. The name of the Lord is a fortified tower. The righteous run to it and they are safe. The wealth of the city is their fortified. The wealth of the rich is their fortified city. Very happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to continue reading the word with you. Such a wonderful time to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Enjoy, enjoy the streams and tell me where you're watching me from. If you're new to this channel, be part of our streams. Enjoy while we're here. It's raining, but the rain is not gonna stop us. Tell me where you're watching me from. Let us continue. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. To answer before listening, that is folly and shame. The human spirit can endure in times of illness, but a crushed spirit who can bear? The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. A gift opens the way and ushers the giver into the presence of the great. You are saying, oh, okay, answer me this. Is true that every 500 years there's gonna be a new empire rising? Why did you get that? It depends on how you look at things. Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Did you get that from the scripture? Did you get that from your analysis? Where exactly did you get that? It depends on how you look at things. But when you look at, is there any futuristic uh, book in the scripture? Which futuristic book are you reading from? There are futuristic books, yes, like the book of Daniel. If you look at it from that perspective, the book of Daniel is a futuristic book. It talks about so many things that are going to happen in the near foreseeable future. So when you're talking about the future, if you're from the book of Daniel, well, you see, the book of Daniel has talked about, and the beauty part of it is we're going to the book of Daniel. And in that process, we're going to analyze, some of those, the books like Daniel, Ezekiel, which are very complex and, they're futuristic. But I think, in the last days, of course, there'll be a new empire. It's true. There's gonna be a new empire. There's gonna be, you know, one of the things that talk about the last days is that, there's gonna be like, you remember, like a rush from, it was called an arms race. There's gonna be an arms race. Countries will be trying to outshine the other when it comes to building of weapons and stuff like that. And that is why you can see right now there's a lot of tension with Iran. It started from the fact that they had a stockpile of weapons, and that in itself, you know, it put them in a very terrible position, because they were they were also producing weapons. You can see North Korea; they're also producing their own weapons. It's a question of show of might. Which country has the latest technology, or the latest uh, you know uh, ingenuity when it comes to making it. It will be a show of which country comes first, because you remember, I can also take you to the scripture. You know, if you remember the days of Samson, the Philistines, even from the days of Samson, the Philistines were the first ones to come up with iron technology. And because they were the first ones to come up with iron technology, they were making weapons. And in fact, and I'll go to the scripture again. And during that time, they made sure that the Israelites did not have the technology to make weapons, or they never had the blacksmiths in Israel. Lest, in fact, they said, lest they know how to make spears, they know how to make weapons. So the Philistines during that time, they had an advantage over the Israelites, because they were very good. They were blacksmiths. They were very good in making weapons. They were very good in stock. They had an armory full of weapons, while Israelites, on the other hand, they lacked. They're also doing they're also doing espionage, and they were checking whether they were fully armed. And so consequently, during that time, the Philistines really crushed the Israelites. If you remember that the Philistines were very, very crafty during that time. During the times of David, even King David, you can see that the Philistines were always, attacking the Israelites. During the times of Samson, etc., etc. So during that time, they were very good in in um, in weaponry, or the art of making weapons. So, if you ask me about a new empire. You see, you can say from Egypt to Rome, from Rome to Palestine, then from then to, and so okay, good. I get where you're going with this. During that time, you can see, and I love history. I really love reading history. Uh, in every time, there's always something that gives people an advantage over others. Like if you read your history, the the empires that were had, they knew about mining copper and iron, and they were able to make that iron into weapons, had advantages over the others. In Africa, you can remember that the Mwene Mutapa Empire from Zimbabwe, those guys were able to forge weapons. You see, when you hear like Mwene Mutapa Empire, or when you hear about an empire in the Kush, in the Ethiopians, those are the ones who first understood maybe the art of forging weapons, and they were able to now, because it was a question of, if you first have the weapons and then you go outward, getting more land. That was the point. You first know how to make weapons, and then once you get the weapons, you start now, attacking the near lands. So if you look at that from that perspective, that is why you see, of course, if somebody has an advantage over others, the first thing is that they will first, they will expand. Do you understand? Yeah, of course, there's always, and every time there's always something new, or maybe a new technology that these people have and the others don't, and that gives them an advantage over the others, and they're able to acquire the things that they don't have. That is true. For example, there are those who might have, a technology, and they can use that technology as leverage to get something that they don't have. So that is true. For those who it's always an arms race. It's a race against. It's an arms race. That's why if you have been watching news from 2020, since Russia went to Ukraine, you saw how the things changed. So Russia went with the artillery, but of course when they went to Ukraine, they were met with a new weapon, that is drones. So you find that the war that was thought to be, it was a 1 week conquest, ended up taking too long, because these Russians thought they would just get in and control Ukraine. But when they went to Ukraine, they realized that once you get into Ukraine, in fact, they were told, "Welcome to Ukraine, welcome." But when they went into Ukraine, they found that there were drones that were waiting for them. So it made it very difficult. In fact, right now, even Russians cannot even walk inside Ukraine, because there are drones hovering everywhere. They have put landmines in every place. So every time there is something, there is always a defense measure. Do you understand? So when Russia thought that they would just go to Armageddon, that is of course, we are still far. We are reading, from Proverbs. We're still far. We'll get to the last days. that is found in the book of Revelation. And from there, we're going to talk about the end times, what will happen. And we'll try to check. One thing the reason why I know, sir, you're asking, you want to be a preacher? No, I just want you to read, to have knowledge, because also it's a quest of knowledge. And once you have knowledge, you'll be arguing from a point of knowledge. You'll not be arguing from a point of ignorance. Because you see, the point is this, once you argue from a point of knowledge, you'll be able to understand a concept very, very easy. You'll be able to see things through a different lens. Are we together? You'll be able to see things through a different, you'll have a different understanding than the layman. That is exactly why I'm really pushing for it. I want us to read the word, so that once we have, we have the word loaded in our brains, we'll be able to navigate, other things, with quite ease. Be able to understand where these doctrines came from, and you'll be able to look at things, and also at events, and also at people differently. You'll be able to understand, the modus operandi. The most important thing is the modus operandi. You'll be able to understand, how these people operate. Because if I tell you, I hope we are together up to that point. And the reason why I also want us to read the scripture is very simple, and it's as simple as ABCD. Because if we do that, also the questions, it's always good, to be able, it's different. It's very easy to argue your case from a point of knowledge, all right, not from a point of ignorance. Imagine you're going somewhere, you're blank, that's very, very tricky, that's very tricky. But if you're full of the word, I'm not saying that you become a pastor, but also it's always good to know, because it's the best thing that you can do. Any questions? You've asked me a lot of questions. You've asked me about your car insurance. You've asked me about the price of fuel. Well, for the fuel, the Strait of Hormuz has been opened. Have you been watching news? Yeah, it has been opened today. And that's the beauty part of coming to this channel, is because if you come to this channel, I'm usually very updated. So the Strait of Hormuz, which was the choke point of the fuel issue, has been opened. But there's one problem. You see, I'm sure, even if you see the prices of oil, the price of oil has already gone up. All right, and you see that 20 shillings already has been budgeted. That's the worst part. Because Kenyans think that the government already has planned for that money. If it's 6 billion to go to the fuel levy, already that 6 billion has already been budgeted, has already been allocated. So when you say, when the manifesto of a politician is that I'm going to make 10,000 kilometers of roads, where will he get the money? From the fuel levy, right? Yeah, so that fuel levy is the one that is going to do what? To make those roads. So if you have any question about the fuel prices, the only person who can answer you that question, honestly, is not me. Because if a president says that he wants to make 30,000 kilometers of roads, and who's going to pay for the roads? It's the motorist who's going to pay for the roads, all right? It's the motorist who's going to pay for the road. So the fuel levy has to be there. Are we together? So it might look, so for you, anything that, any you need to first you need to understand that for you to enjoy something, any service, any infrastructure, there's somebody who's paying for it. For you to enjoy any service, there's somebody somewhere paying through his nose. For you to enjoy this channel, I have to be here. And I have to pay full price for you to enjoy this channel. For you to enjoy, some services that I'm offering, I have to be here. All right. So I have to pay full price for you, my viewer, to enjoy. Are we together? Until there, are we together? Yes. For you, my dear brother, my dear sister, for you to have, when you come here, you get, return of your money. For you to, when you come here, you get return of your investment. I have to pay for that. Are you together? Are we together? So, you first understand, you have to understand that it's a question of, yes, something is you are enjoying something, but the question is, who's paying for that, or who pay for that? Are we together? For us to have the latest, for us to have the best medical care, somebody has to pay for that, my dear brother, my dear sister. So that these issues you people want is, it has to be collective. It's called diffusion of responsibility. Diffusion, the cost has been diffused. You know the meaning of diffusion? Diffusion of responsibility. That's called diffusion of responsibility. Because if the government, for example, wants to build 30,000 kilometers of road, then who's gonna pay for that? The motorists. The bread, your bread. When you eat bread, you like bread? Good. Help us to pay for what? For the roads. Oh, you like internet? Good. You'll help us to pay for the roads. You like, what do you like? You like, having a good time? You like, and very soon I'm sure they're going to tax everything. So I'm not really, you see, one of the things that why we're having a problem is that during those days, the last regimes, we used to go to and borrow. We have to go to other countries and borrow. But in the last 10 years or so, the last 20 years or so, we have not been borrowing. So we are the ones who are going to fund everything ourselves. If you look at it genuinely from that point of view, you realize that, hey, we are not going to go to other countries and borrow, so we have to go to feel the pain. That you want the best cancer machines. The best cancer machine is worth hundreds of millions. So who's going to pay for that? There's no country right now that's going to give you the money. Oh, take the money. We wanted, a railway. That's why we have to pay for it. So for any improvement that you want, somebody somewhere must pay the piper. Any improvement. You want an improvement? You have to pay for it. There's no free rider. Are we together? And that is exactly why I'm saying that the thing is, even those guys who are saying, that's why I'm saying some politicians are not genuine. Those guys who are saying, oh, this government, they have increased fuel prices, life is becoming unbearable. So if these guys are elected, they want to be elected next year. I'm just being honest. If these guys are elected to those positions that they want, notably I'll start with our very own Kalonzo. So you say you want to be elected. So how are we going to fund our roads? How are you going to do it? Will you be a borrowing president? How are you going to do it? That's a very honest question, because sometimes you have to put yourself in those shoes. Even if you were the one who was to be the president, and you're supposed to raise money, how are you going to raise money? Let's be honest. Sometimes when you say that 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 it's unfair, what I'm against is embezzlement of funds, but not raising the revenue. Not raising. I'm not against that. What I'm against, and I want that to be I want to be very honest, is when the money we have raised is stolen. That is where we differ. But the raising of funds, I'm happy with that. Because what I'm against is when we raise the money and it's stolen, or it's misappropriated, or abused. That is what I'm against. But when you say that, oh, life is gonna be expensive, yes, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be very expensive. All right. Let me give me a minute. Ooh. Sorry. I'm back. It's getting a bit cold. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was saying it's raining, and I don't want to start coughing tomorrow. So I said, ladies and gentlemen, that for us to have a competitive economy, somebody has to pay full price for everything. So when you say, oh, life is you're enjoying something, you're enjoying the roads. Yeah, you want to go to the university, find everything. You want to go and get the best services, worldwide, world standards. Then somebody has to pay the price, my dear friends. My dear friends, you want to go to the hospital and find all the drugs. Good. Then somebody has to do what? To pay for the price. What I'm against, or what will be really painful for Kenyans, is that you see, the reason why most Kenyans are complaining, let me tell you one of the only reason why Kenyans are complaining about the new fuel prices is because they know that money collected will be stolen. That is why they're angry. When I've also talked to Kenyans on the ground, and you see the reason why most Kenyans are angry is not because of the taxes. Nobody's they is as long as the taxes are collected, everybody is doing their part, the money is used well. Who will talk? Nobody. Nobody. But when the money has been collected, it is somebody is using the money to do projects or to do funny things. That is when guys will be what? Will be angry. But don't say at all. You see, that is why I came to understand that thing. Nobody is against any. You see, don't say that. Oh, these guys are against. They're not submitting to to uh, to the president. They're not submitting to. They're going against this. No, it's just that yes, you want you want uh, you want guys to go deep into their pockets. Nobody's against it. But what people are against, yes, we have pooled the resources, but now the money, you hear a scandal. Oh, you should remember that money, the levy, oh, somebody stole the money. Okay. That is where now things start going south. But if you ask me genuinely, if because I think for us to remain competitive, for us to remain competitive, ladies and gentlemen, for us to remain competitive, right? For us to remain competitive, for us to remain, uh, for us to remain, relevant tomorrow, we have to pay full price. That one I agree. In fact, somebody told me, and I went somewhere and we were discussing this this week. Why is it? In fact, I've even commented it somewhere. The question is, why is it that Africans fail? Which country do you come from? Which country do you come from? It depends. Which country do you come from? So I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, that uh, as I was before I started asking, okay, now I was saying, okay, I won't really comment that, but I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, that we have to be very, very. Life is going to, okay. In short, let me put it this way. Life from now, from 2026 going forward, life is gonna be very, very for people, unless we have to either you work, uh, you know, we have to. The first thing I think as Kenyans, I'm speaking from a Kenyan perspective, is either we take up another job, 2 jobs or 3 jobs or 4 jobs to survive, or 5 jobs. I don't know, because that's where we are going. That is exactly where we are going. For us to remain, for you not, for you first, for you number one, not to get into debt. Number two, for you also to maintain your sanity. For you so it's gonna be a very tough period. The future, for those, if somebody is telling you that it's gonna be easy, if somebody tells you that the future is gonna be very easy, oh, that is a lie. So have I answered you? I hope I've answered you. I hope I've answered you. Any questions up to there? You know, I've done a very good analysis. I've even written that analysis in all these channels. I've explained why is it that Africans will fail. Number one, our work ethic. I've explained it. You go and read it. I've written a small article. I've spread it. One of the reasons why you can hear. Okay. You see, I was saying, this is what I'm saying, my good friend. I'll tell you my part. Yeah. One of the reasons why Africans, our businesses don't last. Number one is that our businesses, they're always choked. You find that mostly let's start with our supermarkets. In fact, I've even explained. There is no supermarket in Kenya that has survived. I can give you a list. Can I give you the list? Yes, I can tell you. Nakumat never survived. Uchumi never. I've written a whole article about that. I've done a lot of I have volumes about that research about African companies, why we fail. Just give me a minute to explain to you. I've given examples of Nakumat, Uchumi supermarket, Taskis supermarkets, all our businesses. For one reason or another, there's always something that is eating up our businesses. Now, for you to survive, you must work, around the clock. So when you see, for you just to remain afloat, that is how you're going to maintain, and fuel prices in Kenya are rising. Fuel prices rising. They're always rising. So, and right now, let me just give me a minute. Right now, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. So right now, I was explaining why fuel is now at 194. In Nairobi, it's 197, and it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up very soon. You see, it was a lie. That 9 shillings that they were saying. You see, they had already increased to 28 shillings 69 cents. But people started complaining. So they saw, instead of inviting chaos, let's just pretend that we have reduced the prices. But in 3 months, it will come back to 206.884. Why? Because already, they've already done their mathematics. They know if we increase with 28 shillings, that 28 shillings already has been registered into the financial year. That 28 shillings has already been registered. Are we together? Yes. That 28 shillings, when they did their final calculations, they realized that if we increase prices by 28 shillings, we're going to raise 6 billion. So that 6 billion will do 30,000 kilometers of roads, maybe, for example. So when you say, that is in the pipeline. So when you say the fuel prices will go down, that is a lie, because already that money has been budgeted for. Have I answered you? Yeah. So any questions after there, feel free to subscribe and comment. And also the you see what happened at the Strait of Hormuz. That was a choke point. You see, I cannot say that it's around the world. There's gonna be inflation. Inflation is gonna go up, you know, and price of food is going to go up. And when the price of food is going to go up, the price of housing is going to go up. The cost of building is going to go up, and every other the price, like I was saying the other day, it's 18th of April. So when you do your own calculations, you realize that teachers also they are also looking to check to cash in the next week. So they know that teachers also will increase school fees in May to cover for the cost of fuel and to cover for the cost of food. So it means that in second term and in third term, the cost of uh, education is also going up. The cost of um, the cost of books will go up. So also in between that the mess, in between the mess, there's somebody somewhere who wants to cash in that kind of chaos. Are we together? There's always somebody who wants to cash in. And that is where the problem is. There's always a middleman who wants to take advantage of the situation. And that is exactly why. Are we together? Any questions up there? Feel free to ask me your questions and take your time to read some of the things I've written, because even if it's not gonna affect you, you'll be it will be just around, you know. Yeah. Any questions after there? I'll be I'll be I'll be after this channel. Oh, is it comfortable? Of course. You see, it's all in your mind. Everything is all here. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. Everything is here. It's all in your mind. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. You see, I'm just about to finish. You know, as I was saying, it's all in the mind, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is in the mind. How you look at it. Everything is in the mind. Because you can have, uh, uh, you know, you can. It's how you manage, because um, survival is in the mind. All right. Yes, survival and decision making is all here. You cannot say when you go somewhere, you also go with your head. You also go with your brain, right? So, so when you say that, for example, if you take me to another country, I will not leave my brain here. I will go. I will also travel with what? With your brain. So that is what I say. And if you don't like it, you can also. Uh, but I think survival is just here. Is here. Any other question? But you see, one of the things that I really discourage people, and I will discourage you. I will discourage you. is because most people want to be comfortable. You see, can you imagine if I wanted to be and I'm not bragging, but if I wanted to be comfortable, would you think I would be streaming this channel to you? If I was somebody who was comfortable with everything, would you think I stream this channel to you? No. This channel, and this is just a very simple example, is coming to you because I am not comfortable. I don't like being comfortable. That is why I'm very I'm very keen on going to the next level. Are we together? If the children, let's go back to the Bible. For them to get the promised land, was there any part where they were told to be comfortable? There was no comfortability. So when you go somewhere, you see the children of Israel, and I usually like going back to the scripture, for them to get from Egypt to the promised land, was there any place where they were told that they would be very comfortable? Ask yourself that question. Was there any part in the scripture? I always read the scripture to check. I also check, was there any part God promised, I'll make you guys comfortable? Is there any part? No, I want us to be honest. The promise was a land flowing with milk and honey. That was the promise. The promise, when Moses died, he said that the promised land is for those who have the courage to enter it. Let me read for you. The promised land. Wait, don't go. Just wait. Wait, don't go. Let's talk. I'm finishing. But you see, the promised land is for those, let me check that verse, who have the courage to enter it. That is Joshua. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Joshua, he told him, be strong and show what? Good courage. So when you say that there is no part. In fact, that's why I read the Bible. My Bible is here. That's why I've been reading the Bible. Was there any part where they were told that they will just be lounging, relaxing, enjoying life, and just like in Palm Beach, Florida? Is there any part? They had to be productive. They had to and everything that is good, anything that is supposed to be achieved. Is it going to be achieved by wishful thinking? That's a question that I'm asking myself every day. Okay, assuming that I wanted to be comfy. I'm not saying that it's not comfortable. Just don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, assuming that I also wanted to be comfy. Exactly. So if you are supposed to travel to another country, for you also, or for me, or if I was to say that I wanted to achieve something, you must first fully understand, exactly what you have said. Faith, it must be practical, and sacrifice. Exactly. For you, on the other side of the screen, for you to see the channel, for you to enjoy this conversation, I first had to prepare myself mentally, physically, to be here at the correct time every single day, so that you on the other side can hear my point of view. Assuming I wanted to just, because I also have a bed, I have a duvet and all those trappings. So, for example, I also wanted to relax because, hey, everybody doesn't, because my back is also feeling the heat. So, for you to enjoy or to have the best from this other side, there must be, you know, there must be some level of consistency, sacrifice, and yeah, for you to enjoy. Do you understand? So, if you ask me whether it is comfortable, it is how you make it. It is how you make it. You can. It's for me. I think it's just how you decide to make with what you have. All right. I hope you did enjoy the channel. Uh, up to there. I'm going to the other channel. You see now, for me, I run two channels. I run this one. I run the other one. You can also meet me there. It's called the Sultans of Swing. Yeah. Any questions up to there? I'll be on the other channel. You can join me, and also you can ask me any questions. Thank you. Goodbye.